On now. Well, Storm Babet continues to batter the country with extreme weather, with flood warnings in place along the River Severn and severe danger to life flood notices in place in Nottinghamshire.
Residents of some 500 homes in Retford in the county have been urged to evacuate due to rising water levels there. Talk Today's correspondent Nick Ellerby is live in Retford for us, and he's inside one of the houses affected. Nick, I would say, just how traumatic is that? Your house full of water. Terrible, terrible thing, my friend.
Morning, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a very traumatic situation for the residents of Retford. That severe warning for flooding here in North Nottinghamshire has now been downgraded to a normal warning, but the worry is more rain is coming on Tuesday. That's tomorrow, so things could get bad again. If you want to just take a look outside here in the back gardens, all along this street, a similar story. A lot of water right up to the houses, and over the weekend came through all of these houses on Darrell Road by the station in Retford. I'm here with local resident Lucy Rose. Lucy, you're, you've been through a lot in the last day or two. Just tell me how it's been for you.
It's dreadful. I just can't comprehend anything. You come from a beautiful house to, in hours, devastation, absolute devastation.
And we can see down here along the sides of the wall, the skirting boards, the water has obviously come up a bit higher. It went through your lounge as well. I don't know if you can see through the back. Just tell me, how much warning did you get, and what did you do to try and save the bits and pieces in the property, and what help have you had from local authorities?
So we knew it was coming because we always see the water. So 8 o'clock in the morning it was rising. By 8 o'clock that night it was just starting to come above the patio, and then we put the flood plates in place, which we were given a couple of years ago. We had the pumps ready that they also gave us, but where to pump it to we didn't know, because it would just go straight back outside. And then we lifted all the furniture and took everything upstairs the best we could, and just waited. As we were walking on the floor, you could hear it swishing underneath you, and then all of a sudden it just came, and that was it.
I mean, more rain expected tomorrow. How are you feeling at the moment? Are you worried about what might happen this week as well?
I'm worried about everything. I have nowhere to live. I don't know where to go. I just worry about everything. I don't know what to do.
So, I mean, you say you have nowhere to go. Do you have friends and family you can stay with? What will you do tonight?
At the moment, we're staying in a hotel. We were told when we were evacuated to go to the local leisure centre, and when we got there, it was closed. So we sat in a car park for an hour and a half in the car, and then we went to the West Retford Hotel, and they've been absolutely fantastic. They've taken us in. We're there tonight, and then after that, I don't know. We're going now to phone the insurance company and try and find somewhere to go. Both our parents are elderly, so we can't put any pressure on those. Our friends have been really good, but I've also got a daughter that she's with a father at the moment, but we all need to be together to support each other, because we just don't know what to do.
But I've also spoken to some local residents here this morning and a local councillor to find out how they're feeling about the flooding.
It's been horrendous. It's been worse ever since I've lived here, really. Torrents of water coming over the back here onto Darrell Road from the river.
The fear and the upset is tangible. Last night people were out on the streets just really, really worried, and whilst there's lots of community support, people's homes and livelihoods are being wrecked.
As I say, this area does flood quite a lot of building on floodplains here, and questions as to why new homes are being built on floodplains. You heard that lady there, that's Jo White. She's actually the Labour parliamentary candidate for this area. This is a 2019 Red Wall seat, and I'm here with the local MP, Conservative MP, Brendan Clark-Smith. Brendan, if you'd like to just come in here. Quick question, why is not enough being done to help the area's flood defences? That's what the message I'm getting from the people here.
Well, I'm incredibly disappointed, certainly, in some of the inaction that we've seen over the last few days. And I think you mentioned that Councillor White was very disappointed as well. And I think this morning, is the first I've actually seen over these last few days. But in terms of flood defences, certainly over the area, we know that we need some of those. The Environment Agency in the last year has given around 2 million in grant aid to us, but What we need is a bigger scheme, not just for Retford, but also Worksop that has flooded very badly. But no flood defence scheme would have actually guarded completely against what we've seen here. I think you see the rest of Nottinghamshire, the rest of the country, some of this freak weather that we've got that's overwhelmed everybody. But what I'm interested in is dealing with the problems here and now. That's making sure that residents are supported. You mentioned about the respite centre being closed with 20 minutes notice last night. That is completely unacceptable.
Why did that close? What happened there?
Well, I've no idea. So I was there around 7 o'clock. Everything was fine. There's staff on there as well. We heard that the flood risk had gone from severe just to a normal flood warning. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that people who've already had their houses flooded aren't necessarily going to come along. They're defending their properties. They want to make sure that it's secure, and then they need somewhere that they know that they can go. Now, I think putting that out on social media very late, there's been a lack of information. I understand the council's phone lines have actually been down for a couple of days as well, people unable to get in touch.
I did manage to get through very briefly on the emergency line, so that is working. What do you say to people whose homes are flooded and they're maybe not sure where to go, and also worried about more rain on Tuesday?
Well, I understand that lines are available at the moment. There's something that's been put out for accommodation. I'm here with all of my staff. We've been knocking on doors in Worksop, the other town that's flooded, and also in Retford. So we're certainly here to help people out, whether that's with their insurers, whether there's any blockage there. There is some grants available from the council where people can get cash very, very quickly if they need that as well.
So I understand that's £120 for residents and £300 for small businesses. Is that enough?
Well, not in the longer term of things, it's not, but this is intended as something very basic you can get quickly. So if you need it for food, if you need it to pay your insurance excess, that's what it's intended for. It's not intended to solve all the problems, it's just something that they can administer very, very quickly. But that's just something small. What people actually want, they want to see the area drained of the water, they want their properties protected. We want to make sure that police are here to protect against any looting or anything like that. And they want lessons to be learned, and they want some answers.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so very much, Brendan. So a lot of people here in the area in Retford and North Nottinghamshire very upset about what's happened and what they see as not enough being done to protect them.